Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're diving into a topic that hits, well, incredibly close to home for a lot of us. We're guided by some truly brilliant insights from founder and author Sam Farley, and we're exploring a very specific, very modern tension: motherhood and the modern era of online business. Before we even get started, I want to immediately validate a feeling you might be having right now. Because let's be real, it is entirely possible, and honestly incredibly common, to absolutely love your children to pieces, to fiercely protect the family life you're building, while at the exact same time actively missing your professional brain and, yeah, your income. You are absolutely capable of holding both of those truths at once.
So, do you miss your income and your brain? We really need to directly address the unspoken grief and, quite frankly, the isolation that a lot of moms feel when they step back from their careers. Often there's this quiet sense of loss for the version of yourself that, maybe got a little lost somewhere between endless feeding schedules and filling out endless school forms. Motherhood can be so incredibly isolating, and missing the career you set aside, that is a real, totally valid grief. If you are sitting there right now wanting both your family life and your personal ambition, I want to assure you, you aren't alone. Loving your kids and wanting to build something of your own, they are not in competition.
Farley points out a really crucial truth here. She says the hardest part isn't the business, it's the belief. Think about that. The logistics of starting a company today are literally easier than ever. The actual biggest hurdle? It's that internal voice. It's the voice dismissing your value, telling you that your passions are just ordinary, or claiming, hey, this isn't for someone like me. It's that little voice telling you to just wait until the kids are older, or, when things magically slow down. Overcoming that internal narrative, really recognizing the massive value in what you already have right now, that is step one. Section 1, the business math. Let's take a look at the outdated rules. There was a time when starting a business meant the old way. You needed serious capital, the perfect office space, some totally original genius idea, and you had to pour exhausting 70-hour weeks into it. Basically, that meant leaving your family and your flexibility completely behind just to pursue a dream. But the modern way? It is an entirely different reality. Today, a business is easily built right from your kitchen table while the baby monitor is on, just using basic online tools and Wi-Fi. You can even automate tasks that used to require a whole team. We are literally living in the best moment in history to build something of your own, because the barrier to entry has completely flipped. Section 2, translating skills to business value. Look, if you've been out of the workforce for a bit, you might feel behind. But let's be totally honest here. Negotiating with a toddler over giving them the blue cup instead of the red cup, that requires more high-level empathy and complex problem-solving than most corporate boardrooms. Managing chaotic feeding schedules? In the business world, that is exactly what managing competing priorities looks like. You absolutely do not need a new genius idea or some fancy business degree to start. You already have the skills, the knowledge, the passion. The woman who feels behind is very often the one who actually has the absolute most to offer to the marketplace. Section 3, the power in borrowed moments. So, a borrowed moment is defined as the quiet 30 minutes after bedtime or maybe during nap time used intentionally to build your future. You don't need long 8-hour uninterrupted blocks to be an entrepreneur anymore. The tools available today are quite literally designed for flexibility. In fact, Sam Farley actually started building her business while pregnant with her third child, and she continued it while returning to full-time work. She is living proof that borrowed moments are the modern building blocks of a flexible, family-first business. Let's think about how this actually looks on a typical day. There's a little window during nap time, maybe another one while you're just sitting there waiting in the car line at school pickup, and, if you're lucky, maybe a quiet 30 minutes post-bedtime. These are your windows. You take these small, intentional steps, and you fit them perfectly into the margins of your real life. You aren't blowing up the family schedule, you're just utilizing the natural pockets of time that already exist in your day. Reaching people all across the world right from your kitchen table, it happens precisely in these borrowed moments. You are not waiting for the right moment. You are the right moment. Wow, that insight delivers such a profound emotional punch, doesn't it? If you're asking yourself if it's too late because your kids are older or, if you should wait until things finally slow down, the answer from the source material is a resounding no. Women thrive in this space at every single stage, whether you're on maternity leave, handling the absolute chaos of toddlers, navigating the back-to-work transition, or even staring at an empty nest. There is absolutely no too late. You are not behind. The moment you decide to start, that is the right moment. Section 4. You don't build alone, finding your community. Enter the Growth Collective. This is a dedicated, totally free space built specifically for moms who are ready to take action right now, right in the margins of their real lives. Not only does it provide the incredible, empathetic support of women living your exact reality to help you overcome that feeling of isolation, but it actively helps guide you. It helps you build your business alongside you with expert resources and a really clear path forward. You literally never have to figure out your business journey entirely by yourself. All right, so we've covered the shifting landscape of online business, how your everyday motherhood skills are actually massive business assets, and how communities like the Growth Collective are waiting right there to support you. So, I want to leave you with this final provocative thought. What will you build with your next borrowed moment? It is time to stop waiting for conditions to be absolutely perfect. Step into the power and the experience you already possess, find your community, and start building your future right now. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and I really hope this sparks the beginning of something truly incredible for you.